A very good evening and welcome to the India Development Debate. I'm Tamanna Indamdar and we have quite a show lined up for you this Friday evening. Let me quickly take you through what you're going to see. State Bank of India, the country's largest bank, has put out better than expected results for the April to June quarter. We will be speaking with the chairman of the bank, Rajnish Kumar, exclusively in just a bit from now. But we're not stopping there. We're taking a very close look at the whole Morat issue. I'm talking about the moratorium on loans, which was announced by the Reserve Bank of India as a relief to borrowers. It has now been extended till September, and bankers are living in fear that the government may extend it even further. Meanwhile, most banks have shown a significant drop in moratorium levels. They still continue to be a matter of concern as per a Moody's report, which sees a possibility of some of these turning into further bad loans. We will be taking a very close look at that issue. Also, a deep dive on the aviation sector, which is flying through some serious turbulence. We saw that in the numbers, the results of both Interglobe and SpiceJet. And now ET Now is reporting that SpiceJet has to pay 65 lakhs rupees a day in a sort of cash and carry format to the Airport Authority of India. That story also coming up. Also on the show, my colleague Avan has managed to catch up with Seema Taparia. If you're wondering who that is, you're obviously not one of the many fans of the new show Indian Matchmaking, which has caught everyone's imagination by taking a very close look into the arranged marriage system in India. Seema Taparia is the matchmaker at the center of it all. You will hear from her ahead in the show as well. Let's begin though by listening in to that conversation I had earlier today with State Bank of India Chairman Rajnish Kumar.
Mr. Kumar, thank you for speaking with us here at ET Now. I'm going to start by asking you about something you said during your press conference, where you drew an analogy between State Bank of India and any person trying to avoid COVID-19. You said as of June 30th, the bank is asymptomatic and COVID-19 protected, but I can't say what will happen in the future. What did you mean by that? Do you see uncertainties in the future?
No, that is an analogy which I was drawing for any individual also. So even if anybody is asymptomatic, but the danger always remains. So we cannot lower the guard. That is one. And predicting future in these times is a very difficult call. So the message or the key message is that we are all right, we are doing well, all our fundamentals, parameters, immunities, they are working well, but we cannot lower the guard. We will have to be watchful and ensure that COVID does not impact.
Now, so how will we be watchful, sir, is my point and my question. So far, moratorium numbers have come down. Bankers have said, please don't extend it. But today, the finance minister, for example, said she is taking cognizance of the fact that the hospitality sector is demanding an extension. There are a lot of sectors, a lot of borrowers, perhaps in various spaces, who have no visibility on recovery. What is the plan for these areas? And how can we ensure that these moratoriums which are there don't go bad?
Right, then you're talking about the industry. And today I'm talking about a state bank. So one is that the State Bank of India, we don't have too many exposures in the sectors you have mentioned, hardly any. So that is one part. But as IBA chairman and from IBA side, certain suggestions were given to RBI, not today, 1 or 2 months back. So now because we are now next week on 6th, there is monetary policy committee meeting and RBI policy will come on 6th August. So better that we wait for 6th August and there are various issues from various industry which is going to RBI, CII would have represented, your SHM would have represented, FICCI would have represented. So maybe let us wait till 6th August and see what comes out of the monetary policy.
Okay, so I just want to come to on the moratorium for a little bit of detail. In March, we were at 23% for State Bank. I think in June, you were at about 15%. You're reporting 9% now. What is the reason that this drop has come about? And how are we calculating those who are still in that 9% bracket?
So this time, what we have done, because March was something when the moratorium came on 27th of March, it was announced. So everybody, they went on about like the opt-in, opt-out, those kind of things. It was a bit of a confusing scenario. In June, there is a clarity, and clarity is around the performance of your loan accounts on an actual basis. So as on 30th June, in respect of say term loans, the four installments have become payable: March, April, May, June. And what we have said that somebody who has paid either one installment or has not paid any installment. So that is what we consider that the people have availed moratorium, rather than going out into all this debate around opt-in, opt-out, and getting it confused. So it is the actual performance of the term loan portfolio of the bank. And that portfolio size is 16 lakh crore, 9.5% means 1,55,000 crore. In that, we have also given further details, how much is under double A and above, how much is retail and SME, how much is other private corporates. And these are all private corporates. So this gives a better picture of how the bank's book is performing during these 4 months. So this
So,
number is much more on a what I would call a scientific basis based on actual performance of the portfolio.
So, just on the moratorium issue, as you explained, if someone has, paid, one time
Mm.
or no time, then they are in this. Do you think it's truly reflective? Because there could be so many permutations and combinations. It's 4 months in all so far. There could be people who have paid for 2 months but not paid for 2 months, who have paid for 3 months or have opted for moratorium for 1 month. And you still have 2 more months to go. Do you think that there should be a standard of how the moratorium figure is gauged? Because it seems to have given rise to a lot of debate on whether the entire
What is,
industry is being
yeah,
completely transparent.
no, one is that the kind of transparency which the State Bank has shown in its disclosures around moratorium. So everybody else is welcome to follow that. That is one.
Yes.
Second is that we don't know what would be the position in regard to extension of moratorium as of now. So presuming suppose there is no further extension in September, in any case, you will have the actual NPA position of the banks. So that is one. And moratorium, this debate is only relevant for first quarter. And what is the purpose of doing all this assessment is that out of your total loan book, what is where you feel that the stress could come in. So if in if in this situation someone has paid four installment or three installments, then it is presumed that these people will pay later on also. So this is, of course, there cannot be any like a definition or differ. Somebody may say that we will take only four installments have been paid. Then these people have not availed moratorium, and if they have even not paid one, they have paid say three. They are all under moratorium. So I agree with that. That there is no regulatory definition of moratorium. What happened initially in March, because it came on 27th March, and most of the banks they had closed their books, so everybody went on by on the opt-in or opt-out mechanism, right? And that is where some approximation or all these numbers came. So in SBI, we have, I would say that disclosed the actual performance of the portfolio,
Yeah.
which is based on the track record. And that is what I believe that, say for example, SMA book as on 1st March. Bank's SMA book was 42,000 crore. right? And even in that book, many people have paid all the installments up to 30th June. And wherever, again, the same formula that in respect of SMA book, whoever has paid either one installment or not paid, we have said that notionally we will treat it as an NPA. Because NPA asset classification, there is a RBI standstill. So from borrower's perspective, they would not be in default. From our perspective, we have said this 13,000 crore, we need a 15% provision, and that is how we have done the provision. So ultimately, I think whenever we do analysis, it is all about that. What is the possibility of fresh slippages from whatever is your existing book? And that is what a reasonable estimate we are trying to make.
Okay, I just want to understand about your deposit growth. Deposit growth has been robust at a time when deposit rates have been softening as well. Can you give us some insight into why you believe that deposit growth has shown this kind of activity?
So one is we have satisfied customers like you. But the fact is that there are two, three things. One is definitely there is more money in the system. That is one. Because of all the DBT, the liquidity measures taken by RBI. Now, within that, of course, we have got a higher share. That has come, one, on the basis of our distribution reach. We have tried hard to bring about a qualitative change as far as the customer service is concerned. Third is a strong technology platform. Fourth is that the irritants for the customers like monthly average balance, SMS charges. So bank took some big decisions around customer-friendly policies. And that is where I believe that, and SBI name trust factor in any case is on the top of anything. So I think this is a combination of multiple factors where State Bank has benefited and has got this kind of deposit growth.
Okay, last two questions, sir. And the next one is that do you see some kind of disruption in your recovery schedule because of COVID-19, and what is your assessment on that front?
So recovery, we have many accounts, and I'm talking more about the corporate book, where we are in very advanced stage of resolution. And that is where something which could have happened in June has been postponed to say September or December. So there is a shift, but we have to take ultimately the view for the year. So within this year, quite a few resolutions are expected to happen. As far as retail side is concerned, in any case, the performance of the portfolio itself is a big comfort that the kind of portfolio State Bank is holding. In any case, people are paying, and those who are not paying, our people are in touch, and they are on soft calls, not any recovery or anything, any pressure. But it's good to maintain touch, and that's what precisely we are doing. So in the retail, our recovery efforts from September, we will step up definitely. And corporate, as I said, that many large cases at advanced stage of resolution. And they will get resolved, if not in September, then in December, if not in December, in March.
Okay, last question, sir, is on the India Revival Mission. It's a special campaign of ET Now that we're kicking off. And I wanted a message from you on it. In your view, what is the big focus that India should have to truly revive from the COVID-19 impact?
That is the top priority, and Honorable Prime Minister has given the direction by announcing Atmanirbhar Bharat. A lot of policy interventions have come from the government as well as from Reserve Bank of India. And for Atmanirbhar Bharat, everybody will have to contribute. So whether it is you, me, corporations, individuals. So once it becomes a collective effort, then India's revival story otherwise is intact. We have good demographics. We have advantage in terms of technology, IT professionals, innovation, pharma. So there are many things which are in favor of India right now. And that is how we have to work towards it, all of us.